We're gonna make another shirt from scratch. We're trying this again. Things didn't end up so well last time. I used a non-stretchy fabric, so the collar didn't fit over my head. So I picked up this stuff from the thrift store, and it is a stretchy jersey fabric, just like t-shirts. Let's see if we can do this. So step one, draw out my pattern. Now I'm using an old Gildan shirt of mine. I'm just going real basic here. Let's get started. Draw that out. Wow, magically, somehow the paper turned to white. How could that be? Don't have enough of that brown paper, so I had some wrapping paper, and that's what I'm using. Damn it, Cornelius. So, didn't follow my own rule from several videos ago where I said always pin things down. We're back to brown paper. Also, I learned from my earlier mistake and I pinned down the sleeve. Undo these. Flip. Sleeve. Don't need that shit anymore. And that apparently is what my sleeve is supposed to look like. Front. So I got my fabric now laid out. I got it folded over on itself because I only have half a pattern. Pin that down. It must be painful for a professional to be watching this. If you are a professional sewer, actually, leave me some comments and let me know what I'm doing wrong. Again, fold it in half. Scissors. Cut, 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 and away. Cutting away, we're cutting away, we're cutting the pattern. I do have a choice I gotta make though, which side of the fabric I want to be on the outside. Let me ponder that while I cut the remaining bits of the pattern. Sleeve. I went and picked this fabric up from my local thrift store, and wouldn't you know it, they had a 50% off sale. So I paid a total of $2, and this is good because I don't have money to squander. Apparently, who would have guessed, the artist lifestyle isn't exactly very financially rewarding when you start out. How about that? Oh, how am I gonna know what's the front and the back? You know what I can do? I can put a pin on the side that's the front. That's what we're gonna do. Remember that, people, that's the front. That should be plenty. Now where did I put my scissors again? Where are my scissors? Scissors, skizzers, shears. No, I even went over this in the last video. They're shears, they're not scissors, they're shears. Where are you, shears? Oh, right here. Aren't I just a silly goose? Oh yeah, also, I should probably pin this. Can't be making those mistakes over and over. Come on, Cornelius. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's plenty of color. So I made a choice. I want the texture on the outside of the shirt. Pin it near the top because we stitch the shoulders first. That's one shoulder done. There we go. Remember those pins I put in? 2 pins for the fronts. Let's find where the middle is, and then let's line that up with there. Here's the real challenge, to find out, to see if the lengths are going to be correct. correct. There we go, there we go. Oh, it does! My sleeves are actually the right length. I'm so happy. I really buggered this up in the first shirt, so I'm happy to see that the lengths are actually right. Editing trickery, and then all of a sudden, both sides have been pinned. Side note, I live in an old apartment with no circulated air. I live right by a street that makes a lot of noise, so I have to have my windows closed. I can't have any fans on, and the heat is sweltering, so mucho agua. That's one sleeve on. Voila! Alright, sleeves are now on. Next, we are going to close up the sides of the shirt. Line up the 2 points where the sleeve meet the body. I must say, I'm really surprising myself. I'm doing a half decent job, but I don't want to get too cocky. One last one. Water to stay hydrated. Pick up, turn and face it downwards because there's a change in direction. Uh-oh, slight problem, a hole. Oh, I know what it is. It's when the cutting bit here, I went too far in. That is salvageable. So that wasn't ideal, but it didn't change the shape enough to be noticeable. Now the other side. So, slight problem there. I have an old iPhone 6 and the battery just gets absolutely drained when I film. The phone just shut off. Now plugged into my external battery, let's resume. Next step, sergering the raw edges. That's the bottom done. Now, the sleeves. I am also going to serger together the collar. Finally, I am also going to serger the raw edges for the collar. That's not half bad. This next part, sewing on the collar, is the toughest one, so we're just going to figure it out as we go. Well, geez, why is it so difficult to thread my machine today? And I'm going to sew the front first, and I'm going to start halfway through the middle. What I was told to do when I was watching videos, right, don't put them in my mouth, to pull on the actual collar portion to stretch it out so that it sits nicer. So I've gone in one direction. We are going to go in the other direction. I think we're going to go about that far. So we want it roughly in the middle with still plenty of slack. There we go. And about there. Now we got to undo some of these stitches. This part is boring, I get it. I'm just undoing stitches. Not quite sure why I'm filming it. I need to figure out where to close up the edge. Trim that right down. Look at that, I got a collar. I've got a collar on my shirt. So now, because I undid these stitches at the bottom, I gotta bust out my serger one time real quick and serger that closed, which you're not gonna see. All done sergering, I'm gonna top stitch it. So that way the collar sits real nice. It kind of sits weird, so I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the collar, which was stitch it down. So I'm gonna do that on the shoulders, I'm gonna do that on the sleeves, and on the sides. And it's a bit of work, so you're not gonna see it. Look at that. There we go, make sure it's even amount. And iron. Sleeve number 2. There we go. The the bottom of the shirt. Oh, come on. Now back to that sewing machine. I'm going to switch it to a zigzag pattern so that way it offers a little bit more stretch. Or at least that's what the YouTube tutorial taught me. I kind of like it with that zigzag stitch. Looks kind of neat, no? Sleeves. And the last sleeve. Alright, a little bit of cleanup work now, cutting off loose threads, that kind of jazz. Boring stuff to watch, so won't show up in the video. And then, get a try on! I gotta try it on! Oh, and I might iron too, but I'm not gonna show that. And drink some more water. Let's try this thing on. Alright, not bad, it fits. It goes over my head, so that's a big win. Definitely a bit scratchy. Feels a little bit big. Lengthwise, I'm kind of happy with it. Let's roll up the sleeves. We're going to do a better job finishing the edges on my shirts in the future. How's the collar? The collar I feel like is kind of sitting up a little bit. Instead of using a straight strip, I'm going to have to start doing curved ones, I think. I think I'd wear this out of the house. Kind of decent, you know. You style it right, it could work. Not bad though. How's it look from the back? Cleanup time.